Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. We have an 8:29 in the a.m. and it's raining. It's pouring outside. I would say the temperature, guessing at it, would probably be about 54 degrees on a guess. What is the temperature outside? 50 degrees outside. Okay, and we're here at Deuteronomy chapter 10. That time call was from Pacific Standard Time here on the West Coast, California. Hope everybody's having a pleasant day. I love the rain. I do. I truly do. I don't think I'd enjoy it 9 months out of the year, but when it rains, for 2-3 weeks straight, doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I love it because all the stale, nasty shit that's been in the air and the pollution and everything's been washed down to the ground. Even though now everything that's poison that's in the air now has been washed into our water line. Let me ask you a question before I begin this lesson. Do you think? Okay, I've been telling people for a long time now that we live in a simulation, a virtual reality, some kind of computer simulation. Also, the very first computer's cost was $666.66. Also, when you add the sum, when you count from A to Z in increments of 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and so on, all the way to Z, and you add up the numbers for a computer, it comes to 666. Now, this is wisdom that you're hearing when I share this information. It's not stuff to be mocked at. The parable's calling for wisdom. So I tell people that we live inside of this simulation, and possibly the AI has taken control of this place for, who knows, let's say freaking hundreds of thousands of years ago. There's nothing new underneath of the sun. If we're at a stage today that our technology has brought us to a point where we can clone people, where we can download our conscience on a disc, and then take that disc and somehow put it on a chip, and then put that chip inside of a brain, inside of a new flesh suit, like they're trying to tell us in the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Sixth Day. You remember that? You see, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie or not, The Sixth Day. But this guy here is a clone. He plays a clone. He clones himself. All right? Arnold Schwarzenegger goes into this program, and they do an eye scan. And when they do the eye scan, what they really did is they scanned his brain. And then they do this internal they make this clone of yourself, and then your clone, he finds his clone laying down with his wife and everything. Really, it's a great movie. If you want to know about truth bombs, this is what they're telling you. So what's my point here? If our knowledge today and technology has brought us to a point where we can clone people, as they're trying to tell us in Hollywood movies, this isn't sci-fi anymore, folks. This is the real deal. They're trying to clone us inside of movies. What makes you think that this technology is new technology rather than thinking of it as old technology, and that we're simply repeating ourselves in a simulation? And when we come to this knowledge here, where we're at once again, what we do is we build a new multiverse that's around us through these ocular suits, these images of the Oculus PlayStation. You see these adapted headsets that they're putting on our heads and stuff. What if we were so advanced that we wanted to go into a game simulation? Isn't that what they want to do? They want us in these game simulations. What if we've already done this? What if we've put these things on our heads 100,000 years ago, and our souls are being fed off of from these beasts. What is the beast? The beast is the computer. I just told you. The computer is 666. The beast is mankind. Mankind created a simulation. This simulation. Now, it might be too deep for you to understand, but this is the real deal. Okay? So we're going to begin here at the tablets like the first one. Deuteronomy chapter 10. I want to first say much love to all those that serve the Spirit. We're all vessels to the glory of one God. Not the gods of this world, not the gods of this plane. You have one supreme spirit that's telling us that you're not to worship any other gods, and then you have mankind on this plane of existence who've made themselves gods and idols. Okay? Stop worshiping these parasites. Stop giving them your power. Stop voting them into office. When you vote mankind in the office, you thumb your nose up to the Spirit. You stop seeking the Spirit when you're looking to mankind to help you out. This is why my family doesn't talk to me anymore, man. Hey, so if my family doesn't want to listen to the information that I'm willing to share, then after 3 years now, I've been coming to you. And if I save even just one soul in all of this, if I can convert one soul from Christianity back to the Spirit, the living God, then I've done right. And when I say to the Spirit, the living God, I'm not talking about any gods of the Bible here. I've already made the assessment and determined that the gods of this Bible have all been written in, and that there is a God of love, and then there's a God that's a jealous God, all right? The Supreme Spirit is not a jealous God. He's simply giving you the choice to stay inside of this simulation and die and be rebirthed, and die and be rebirthed trapped inside of a flesh suit, like the movie Quantum Leap. How many of you seen that? These are truth bombs. Okay, now I'm leaning that there isn't this lake that you're going to fry and burn. I think the fact is that they say that they will wish for death. Well, what would wish for death? If you guys hook up to a computer and you scan your brain and you lock in to the internet, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to merge transhumanism. They're trying to merge man with machine. That's what I've been telling you guys forever. Okay, guys, all these songs that I bring to you are all truth bombs, man. You need to pay attention to what's being said to you in the music industry.
As his plan for replacing cash, checks, and credit cards with new personalized 666 barcode system were implemented, now in tonight's program, our great world leader unveils stage 2 of his plan for the perfect world. Watch out for 666. Watch out for 666. In a vision of the future, there is some coming when men will become machines.
Okay, so where men will become machines. What do you think they're talking about? I just told you. They're trying to merge us with the internet. They want you to take these chips and download your conscience to an internet, to an AI internet. Why? Because the AI is trying to learn. Isn't this mind-blowing that humans want to become machines, and the machine wants to become human? Remember that movie? I can't think of the name of the movie, but remember the movie where the creator of the robot, he's getting ready to die. He's sick, and he's talking to his robot, and the robot's like, and he's telling his robot, I'm going to die. And the robot's like, what does it mean to die? I want to die, master. If you die, I want to die too. You see, that's what this whole program's all about. They're trying to merge our souls with the machine. This is real talk I'm sharing with you. So, at the time the Lord said to me, chisel out 2 stone tablets like the first ones and come up to me on the mountain. Also make a wooden ark. I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke. Then you are to put them in the ark. Okay? This is all metaphors, folks, all right? Images of the brain. Here's your tablets, folks. This is the tablets that Moses is talking about. Your left and right hemispheres of the brain. Let's get one where I can see. Here you go. This one here. You see, you have a brain and it has two hemispheres. A right hemisphere tablet and a left hemisphere tablet. This is the tablets. This is the Ark of the Covenant. It's all a metaphor. You better start learning how to read the Bible. Okay? Then you're to put them in the Ark. Well, if the Spirit of God has put our morals on our tablets, then you understand that the 10 Commandments are written on our minds. It's in our conscience. It comes to us through the Spirit. We know what is right and wrong, okay? When you're a kid, you're very young, and you steal your first thing, you know inside your heart what you're doing is wrong. It's wrong, and you know it. That's the moral tablets, okay? You don't need 10 commandments written on a stone tablet to know that you're doing something wrong. If you kill somebody, you're doing something wrong. So I made the ark out of acacia wood and chiseled it out of 2 stone tablets like the first one, and I went up on the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hand. The Lord wrote on these tablets with what he had written before the 10 commandments. He had proclaimed to you on the mountain out of the fire of the day of assembly, and the Lord gave them to me. Then I came back down the mountain and put the tablets in the ark I had made, as the Lord commanded me, and they are there now. Are they? Are they there now? Does anybody know? Can anybody prove that? How about gold? I'll bet you Fort Knox doesn't have one shade of, I'll bet it doesn't have one bar of gold in Fort Knox. And these guys got this whole system based on a gold standard. Well, I don't think America has any gold anymore, folks. I think we've sold out. The Israelites traveled from the wells of Bene, Jachin, and Masherah. There Aaron died and was buried, and Eleazar his son succeeded him as priest. From there they traveled to Gugada, and on the Jophatha, a land with streams of water. At that time the Lord set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to minister and pronounce blessings in his name, as they still do today. That is why the Levites have no share in the inheritance among their fellow Israelites. The Lord is their inheritance, and the Lord your God told them. Now also, I believe that the ark that was made, the physical ark, it was made, okay? Somewhere on this plane of existence, there is an ark. It's probably at the Vatican. It's probably right here. Outside court of the Vatican. Okay, where are we at? Right here. Okay. I believe that the Ark of the Covenant is underneath of this area right here inside of this part of the Vatican. I believe that this is Satan's domain. I believe that this is where Satan resides, the man Satan resides. I believe that this is a keyhole, is what this is. And that is what? Here, right here. When I saw him, I fell at his feet like a dead man, John's vision at Patmos, but he placed his right hand on me and said, do not be afraid, I am the first and the last. Firstborn, last supper, that's what that means. Firstborn, last supper, let it stick. The living one, I was dead, and behold, now I am alive forever and ever. Yes, he's a spirit as well too. Jesus is a spirit of God, and I hold the keys to death and Hades. Jesus holds the keys to death and Hades. This is the keyhole right here. This is the place of death, the Vatican. You think I'm lying? Huh? Images of Auditorium Vatican Hall. There you go, right in your face. That's a serpent, folks. That's a snake with eyes, serpent. This is the Vatican right here. Okay? There's no way around it. This is Jesus coming out from the pit. Okay? These are all dead souls right here. You can't see that and tell that that's what those are. They're dead souls. This is the Pope sitting in front of his dead souls. Because why? Because the dead were created on the sixth day of creation, folks. Okay? The walking dead were created on the sixth day of creation. Understand that. Okay, so he stayed on the mountain for 40 days and nights, as I did the first time. It was not his will to destroy you. The Lord listened to me at this time also. It was not his will to destroy you. Go, the Lord said to me, and lead the people on their way so that they may enter and possess the land I swore to their ancestors to give to them. Pack up again. Pack up, Israel. March around the desert some more. I'm going to give you some land. I don't know how long I'm going to give it to you because I'm a wrathful God and you don't worship me, and I'm going to destroy you. Fear of the Lord. Now, I see when fear of the Lord right there, okay? Here we go. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and do this. Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 12 Bible Hub. The Lord here is Yahweh, okay? Yahweh, folks. Yahweh is a man of war, okay? Anything that is a man, you don't worship, okay? 3060, Yahweh. This Lord here is Yahweh. His name breaking down from the tablets is Enlil, all right? Enlil was an evil brother to Enki. And now, O Israel, what does the Lord, Yahweh, this is why you have 613 laws of Yahweh, the proper name of God of Israel, but also you have Jehovah. Jehovah are those that call, in the providence of Israel today, call him, the Jewish, those in Israel today call him Jehovah, and then the Israelites call him Yah. So what's the difference between this name here and Jehovah here? And more importantly, why is there two different races? Why is there two different names? Because I'm proving to you through scriptures that there was something that was created on the sixth day of creation and that they are the walking dead. Okay, also, when we look at this and we go to God, the Lord your God, this God here is Eloheka, plural of Eloah. They're gods. This God is an ordinary God in the ordinary sense. This God is used of a supreme God. Swallow the pill. This God is not the supreme God. This Lord I do not worship. I worship the Spirit of truth. I don't worship anything that's in flesh. This is what God is telling us. He's telling us over and over not to worship the flesh. John chapter 4 verse 24 Bible Hub. See, God here, and this God here is a magistrate. Magistrate is mankind. Mankind is 666. God is spirit. This God here is an illusion, the one that's created on the sixth day. The one that said, then God said, let us make mankind. Then God said, let us make mankind is the God, the fallen God, a God neuter. Okay, moving it on. The Lord your God, to walk in obedience with him, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to observe the Lord's commands and decrees that I am giving you today for your own good, to observe the supreme Spirit of truth's commands. To the Lord your God belongs the heavens, even the highest heavens. So there are multiple heavens. That's proven right here. I don't know whether out of flesh or spirit, but I know a man 14 years ago that rose to the third heaven. I didn't know the parable, so I had to I know a man in Christ who 14 years ago was caught up to the third heaven. Whether it was in body or out of it, I do not know. But God, a magistrate, a man knows. Understand, you cannot escape this simulation worshiping anything other than the Spirit of truth. If you're placing a name beside the Creator, repent for it. You know, I'm just personally myself. I fear being separated from the Spirit of truth for eternity, and this is what I'm gathering today, is that if you continue to be birthed into this realm as it degrades and moves farther into technology, the technology has dumbed the human race down. Because nobody's doing any research and stuff. You're getting all your information from an AI, which was programmed from mankind. Okay? You're looking from an AI robot to give you information, and it's like Brother Sanchez said, I draw the line at an AI telling me what I need to do to find me a mate. You guys, there's no spirit in that. The algorithms are simply taking all the fucking thing that you've ever done on your computer, all the clicks, all the likes, all the pictures you've posted, all your comments. They take that information, the computer, the algorithms, and then they match it with another one that's just like you. But there's no spirit, okay? A spirit can't make a differentiate, having a difficult time there with my language, my tongue getting twisted all over itself, between the soul. AI doesn't have a soul, folks. So how can it tell you something from an emotional state, something that AI doesn't have? They do not have emotions, folks. They're empty shells with conscience on them. Okay. And the earth and everything in it. So it belongs to the Spirit of truth. Okay? One God that says you're not to worship any graven images, that's the one that you're to give praise and glory to. Something that's outside this plane of existence, something that you can't see. Okay? So, yes, the Lord set his affection on your ancestors and loved them, and he chose you. The Lord again is Yahweh, and I don't worship Yahweh. Yahweh was a man. We got to prove everything I say with scriptures. Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, Bible Hub. The Lord is a warrior. The Lord is his name. We drop all the way down here to literal standard version. Yahweh is a man of battle. So I don't worship anything that's a man. Jesus was a man. Yahweh was a man. Enlil's a man. Enki's a man. Our ancient ancestors were men. They've been through this technology once before. They're creating another reality bubble, and that's what keeps happening. And then when it gets to a certain point, this place here that we live in, this computer simulation, once it runs its course, it has to do a reset. In the reset, what does it do? It kills. It's that simple. Okay, chose you, their descendants, above all nations, as it is today. So the children of God, those that serve and love the Spirit of truth, are above all the nations. And what are the nations? Again, Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 15, Bible Hub. Descendants of all the nations, the Lord has set affection on the fathers and loved them, and he chosen you, their people, you, their descendants after them, above the people, even to this day. Well, peoples would be the Gentiles. Again, right here, a flock, a troop of attendants, a tribe, the Gentiles, okay? Over here, King James Bible, only the Lord had a delight in thy father to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people as it is this day. Circumcise your heart, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. Well, to circumcise means to cut off. Cut off the foreskin of a young boy or man, especially a baby, as a religious rite, especially in Judaism and Islam, or as a medical treatment. Cut off. Circumcise means to cut off. So explain to me why the Lord circumcise your hearts. Cut your heart off. Cut your heart off, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. Circumcise your hearts from the world. Cut your hearts off from the flesh. Live in the Spirit. For the Lord your God is a God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. So if he shows no partiality, what? No partiality between what? Good and evil? He doesn't show partiality. You go one way or another. He don't care. You ain't getting back home if you're not going to follow his commandments, is what I'm saying. You see, I don't think that there's this burning place any longer of hell where we're all going to fry. I think hell is this place right here, and hell will be eternally cut off from the spirit of truth. You'll never leave this plane of existence. You'll just be rebirthed into it as it degrades and degrades with each rebirth. With each rebirth, you yourself become a Schmeagle. You become further away from God. It becomes harder for you to understand. So he shows no partiality and he accepts the Spirit, no bribes. Well, if you're a supreme creator, how are you going to bribe the creator? That's why it's so ridiculous about money and precious stones and all this bullshit. He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow, and loves the foreigner residing among you. Well, hold on. He's telling you to destroy the fucking strangers. He's telling you to destroy the foreigners. And then he turns right around and he says that he loves the foreigners residing among you. The foreigners are the Gentiles. Okay, the foreigners are the nations. He's telling you in 1 minute to destroy them, and then he's telling you in the next minute to love them. So which is it? This is why nobody, until I started reading this entire Bible, all of it, this is why neither side, Israel or Christians, read the entire Bible. Because of this. This is why they all pick scriptures. Both sides cherry pick scriptures. I don't cherry pick scriptures, and this allows me to say that the God of this Bible is a parasite. It's an evil God. It is not a God of love. It is not a God of tranquility. It is not a God of peace, because we have perpetual war on this place, perpetual death, perpetual hate between black and white. This is bullshit. I'm so freaking fed up with it. People can't decipher what's being said in this Bible if you can't see that this God, Yahweh, who wants you to dash children's heads against rocks, is an evil piece of shit. Then go on, keep worshiping him. You're going to find out that this white-blooded Gentile, you learn the truth. I've been shoving it down your throats for years now, man. You turn from my lessons, you ain't going to escape this fucking false reality, this illusion that you live in. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. So God created man in his own image. This God, Elohim, created a man in his image, and an image is an illusion. He's not even real. He's the dead. He's a piece of shit. He's a cocksucker. He's a fucking lying, backstabbing piece of shit. He's a heel nipper, man. He's a blame shifter. He's a two-faced fucking God is what this piece of shit is. This is not the supreme God. This is something that is used of the supreme God. And this is what all of you are worshiping. You're worshiping the devil. Wake up. He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow and loves the foreigners residing among you, giving them food and clothing. And you are to love those who are foreigners, for you yourselves were foreigners in Egypt. Why did the Spirit of God take you into Egypt in the first place if it was all frickin' evil? Huh? Why? Please, Israel, somebody answer the question for me. Fear the Lord your God and serve him only. Hold fast to him and take your oaths in his name. What's his name? Why doesn't it say take his oath in his name, Jesus Christ? Take your oaths in his name, Yahweh. Why does it always leave it blank? Hold fast to him and take oaths in his name. Well, what is his name? There's so many damn names on this plane of existence. How are any of us to know when we're born into this plane of existence with the memory wipe? Okay? This is why they made this movie here. Cast for Total Recall. This is why. You understand? Because people are having a total recall on this plane of existence. We're waking up and we're realizing we're spiritual beings. And these are all demons. All of them. And you are to love those who foreigners, for you yourselves were a foreigner in Egypt. Well, that's a God of love that takes you into a country where there's a bunch of fornicators, liars, cheaters, murderers, rapists, pedophiles, everything else that's dirty and crooked underneath of the sun. God said himself, man, right here. Ecclesiastes 7, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13, Bible Hub. Consider the works of God, who can make straight what he's made crooked. Consider the works of God, who can straighten what he has made bent. So the supreme spirit of truth gave power to this God here. Plural of Eloah again. Ha Elohim. Plural of Eloah. Anything that's plural is not the supreme creator, because the supreme spirit outside this plane of existence is telling us that he is one and there is none beside him, and that there is none that can deliver you from his hands. Fear the Lord your God and serve him. Hold fast to him and take your oaths in his name. He is the one you praise, the Spirit of truth. He is your supreme creator who performed for you those great and awesome wonders you saw with your own eyes. Well, I never saw any great wonders performed with my eyes, and I can say with complete certainty, that none of you saw either. Nobody on this plane of existence saw anything. You're trapped inside of a ghost spell, which is called the gospel. And Jesus is the ghost spell. He is the ghost who died and gave up his spirit. If you give up your spirit, then that means you're just an empty shell. Jesus died on the cross and gave up his spirit. Jesus died on the cross and breathed his last breath. Jesus died on the cross and gave up the ghost. A ghost is the spirit of the dead, and that's what you Christians are worshiping, the spirit of the dead. Your ancestors who went down into Egypt were 70 in all, and now the Lord your God has made you as numerous as the stars in the sky, as the sands on the beach, and I continue to march you around and march you from place to place. I continue to spread you around so you don't know where your home is. You don't know the only way to get back to the truth is to call on your ancestors. That's all there is to it. I hope this helps you. Much love to all those that serve and worship the Spirit of Truth. This is White Raptor News Ministries.